I've been setting up my classroom this week, and it's a new space for me. I'm so excited. It's bigger than what I've had before. It has windows, and I never had windows before at the school that I'm at currently. And it's just exciting, right? And then I started actually arranging things, and I realized that this space is letting me rethink some of the decisions that I've made the same way for so many years, almost on autopilot, right? I'm trying to figure out, where can I put my classroom library now that I'm not squeezing it into some leftover corner? How am I going to arrange the desks so I can actually get to every kid and not just the ones in the front row? And of course, what does belonging look like when I'm not just recreating my own room in a bigger space? So today I want to talk about social emotional learning and your physical classroom space, specifically how to handle some intentional areas and intentional things that can really support both belonging and behavior in your classroom. And at the end, I'm going to leave you with a space plan. Hey friends, welcome to Enjoy Teaching Again, the podcast for teachers who love the work but need a little spark to bring the joy back. I'm your host, Elizabeth Peterson, classroom teacher, arts integration specialist, and passionate educator of over 25 years. If you're overwhelmed by behaviors, disengaged students, and long, exhausting days, you are not alone. But together, we can turn things around and you can teach with confidence and purpose again. So locate that cold coffee of yours, find your favorite pen, I know you have one, and let's dive in. It's time to get inspired and enjoy teaching again. My friend, I want to personally invite you into the Classroom Reset. This is my reset framework that is designed to help you improve student behavior, increase engagement, and actually enjoy teaching again in just 6 weeks. Inside, I'm going to walk you through step by step how to build a calm and connected classroom, how to really rethink your classroom culture, how to engage your students in so many creative ways, even if you are required to teach using a scripted curriculum. Yes, I have found ways to make it possible. How to reduce behavior issues without losing yourself in the process, and how to truly support your students' social emotional needs in ways that will not pile more on top of what you're already doing. Listen, you do not have to figure this out all by yourself. Let me help you. I have the entire framework already laid out. All you need to do is walk it with me. So if you're ready for calm, for some clarity, if you're actually ready to enjoy your classroom again, I want you to head over to theinspiredclassroom.com/reset and see if this is right for you. I would love to walk this journey with you. Plan. All right, so let's start talking with the first idea, and that is to have a soft start station. So basically, a soft start itself is a low pressure, no right answer, little assignment that just settles kids into your classroom without demanding very much from them. It's something that they can do completely independently. And teachers love this idea of a soft start, just to kind of transition your students into the classroom and get them focused and ready to learn. And this year, I'm planning on actually setting up a little soft start station, like it's going to be the size of a small basket, where I can put some simple soft starts that students can take on their own. So it could be like a collection of extra papers, little doodle cards, which are my favorite go-to soft start. They might be some question cards, things like that, that students, when they walk in the entrance of the classroom, they can pick one up and bring it to their desk. And of course, I want to build this into my routine like I have for many years now. And that is having students understand that when they come into the classroom, they do their soft start, but instead of me necessarily handing it out or having it on their desk when they come in, we'll just have a little station. And I'm also thinking that this will be nice for some of those extra little 5 minutes here and there that your students may find themselves with, or early finishers, a great place for early finishers to go and just grab a little something to do. Now, I have to mention having a little pencil station. And I'm mentioning this in this episode about, SEL and behavior management because, pencils are an important part of your students' learning, right? And, I used to be such a hard person about having students have their own pencil and bringing their pencils to class. But I've become kind of a little soft about this over the years because let's face it, some students, they're just not going to come to class prepared, and I don't want this to be a setback, right? So I want to make sure that I'm removing this little friction point for students so that they don't even have to ask, they just know where they can get a pencil. Now, what I've been doing for so many years now with the pencil is I have a very special Wonder Woman cup, and I've attached a stuffy Wonder Woman. Yes, I actually have a stuffy Wonder Woman. I have a lot of Wonder Woman things. And she's attached to this cup, and inside the cup is where I hold all kinds of pencils. And usually they're the pencils that I find on the floor at the end of a day. You know what I'm talking about, right? And it's just something that the students know they can go and grab a pencil whenever they want to. It's very possible that you do this in your classroom as well. And one of my things that I like to say when a student comes up to me and asks to sharpen their pencil, because I'm the only one that uses the pencil sharpener in my classroom. I've lost way too many pencil sharpeners over the years to students using them, abusing them, and breaking them. So instead of me stopping what I'm doing to sharpen a pencil, I'll just say, go trade with Wonder Woman, get yourself a new pencil. Now, the reading corner. If you teach elementary or ELA, chances are you have a classroom library. Now, I want to take this opportunity to go on a little soapbox for a moment and emphasize how important it is to get physical books in our kids' hands. I mean, sit down, open an actual book with pages, and read it. And because of this, I want to encourage you not to be afraid to have a very big variety of books and magazines inside your room, no matter what you teach. And they don't even have to be connected to your curriculum. And they don't even have to be at the age level of your students. And here's what I mean. Picture books, shorter books, magazines that have articles that may seemingly be an underage kind of thing for your students, because I just think that students are really losing touch with the benefits of reading an actual book or something on a page. I truly believe in giving kids DEAR time, drop everything and read, or SSR time, sustained silent reading, and not for reading books on their Chromebooks, but real, actual, physical books. And if you have the space, go ahead and make an area around your bookshelf a little inviting with a small rug. I even have some tiny stools that I got from Five Below that are just kind of tucked into a corner next to the bookshelf of all the books that we have. And it just allows a nice, inviting place for students to sit and read. And as a little aside, I also encourage partner reading, because I think that the more enjoyable you can make reading for your students, the better. And what a great opportunity for you to really help your students build relationships and have some social awareness around, how nice it can be to actually read with another person. Okay, so let's now talk about a calm down corner. And I'm going to talk only very briefly about this because I did a whole episode about a calm down corner and how you can kind of check in on yours and see if it's as effective as you need it to be. Okay, that is on episode 63. So go check that out if that's something that interests you. But having a place where students can kind of go to check themselves, to give themselves that moment of self-regulation, empowering them is really what you're doing. Empowering them to be able to calm themselves down. That's such a good benefit for your students. And if you don't have the space, which is totally understandable, for years I didn't have the space. And honestly, I'm going to continue using what I have been using for so many years, and that is a break box. The break box is just a container that has things in it, fidgets and like sticky notes and things inside of it that a student can take, can kind of like sign out and take to a spot in the classroom. They can do it at their desk, they can do it in the reading corner, they can do it, at just another spot in the room. It's almost like taking the calm corner in a box somewhere where you can take a little break and do some self-regulation. And of course, there's a whole routine of how we introduce the break box, how we understand what the break box is for, tools, not toys, all that stuff. If you're interested in learning more about the break box, I have something that sets you all up to incorporate that inside your classroom in my TPT store. I'll put the link underneath so that you can check that out if that's something that interests you. And finally, for some SEL of acceptance and belonging and kind of just having a nice vibe inside your classroom, display spaces. Now, I have some key display spaces in my classroom each and every year, and I just finished setting mine up inside my classroom just yesterday. The one is the classroom refrigerator, where I have a spot on my wall where I can put up all kinds of notes and things that students give me throughout the year. And the other one is an art gallery. Now, the art gallery is really special because it houses all these pieces that students have created for me over the years. And I know that because I've always had such an emphasis on the importance of the arts in the classroom and the importance on students being creative and sharing that side with me, that has actually led me to acquire some really beautiful pieces over the years. And so I have a special space in my room where I'm able to display my very own classroom art gallery. All right, now I promised you a space plan. So here you go. We're going to go with all the letters of the word space. So starting with S, I want you to, once you kind of get into your school year, I want you to scan what your students need most. Do they need regulation? Do they need a little extra feeling of belonging? Do they need some focus? Pick the need that shows up the most in your room right now. And then P is pick one of these areas to start with. Obviously not all four. Maybe you start with one, maybe you implement a new one, maybe you just kind of revamp one that you already have, right? And always keep in mind you can add more later. So if your students are really in need of regulation, maybe you bring in the break box. If your students are in need of belonging, maybe you guys make a big deal about starting your own classroom refrigerator where students can put up things that they're so proud of during the school year. If they need focus, maybe that's your signal to have your own soft start station. Then we get to the A, and that is add it without spending much. Okay, so I never want you to have to go out and spend your money on all of these things. So look around your house, look at your closet, look at the things you already have in your classroom, maybe the dollar store before you really go out and look other places. But add it without feeling like you have to spend a lot of money. C is connecting it to a routine. You know, when you are implementing an idea inside your classroom, you really want to think about how are you going to bring this into your classroom so that your students really truly understand why it's there and what it's there for. So connecting it to a routine is so important. And then E, evaluate. Evaluate what you've accomplished and then make some adjustments. Give it a few weeks. Something is going to work really well for a day and then it might peter off. And then you might think, oh, well, maybe it's not working anymore, but give it some time and adjust. And sometimes you even have to reintroduce things. I know I do. Let me give you an example of me having to reintroduce something over and over again during a school year. And this will be a little bonus SEL thing that you can implement inside your classroom. And that is a question box. Now, a question box has been something in my classroom for many years, and students love using this. They'll use it for a while, and then they'll peter out, and it will kind of get forgotten, and then I reintroduce it, and they use it again. And it just is something that's so beneficial for the students. And we're talking about SEL support. This truly supports your students' social emotional needs in the classroom. And basically, all it is a box where students can put a question in at any time. They can leave it anonymous. And then every so often, I really try and do it every week, I look inside the box and I get the questions. And if someone has put their name on it, I'll address it specifically to them. But if not, I will ask the question in front of the class and answer it in front of the class. I love revisiting the question box, especially at the end of the year as students are winding things down and having some last questions. Now I teach 5th grade, so they will always have questions about moving on to the middle school. It's just a nice, safe way for students to continuously ask the questions that they may otherwise not. So there you go, space. S, scan. What do your students need the most? P is for picking one thing to start with. A, adding it without spending too much. C, connecting it to a routine. And E, evaluate and adjust. And don't just give up on things. Really try and make them work for you. So I hope that you kind of decide what is something new that you can try this school year, or maybe it's something you can revisit and improve upon this year. Because social emotional learning and really supporting students so that their behavior improves, it doesn't just live in what you say to your students. Sometimes it lives in the physical space of your classroom. It's quietly doing the work, even on the days that you just don't have much left to give. So we can set up our classrooms to really help to support our students. This is the kind of work that lives inside the reset framework. It specifically finds itself inside that first E of the reset framework, establishing a caring classroom culture. Inside that step, we look at so much, not just our relationships with our kids, but what our physical classroom looks like and how it can actually help to support our students in the long term. If you want to check out more about the Reset Framework, go ahead and check out my free PDF. It's called the Reset Roadmap. You can get it at theinspiredclassroom.com/roadmap. And if you're ready to take the jump with me and join me inside the whole Reset Framework, where I don't hold anything back and I give you absolutely everything you need to reset your classroom, jump in with me and enroll in the Classroom Reset. You can learn more about that at theinspiredclassroom.com/reset. Either way, I hope your classroom is set up for success. I hope this episode inspired you, encouraged you, or gave you a fresh idea to try. And if so, I would love for you to take a screenshot and text it to one of your teaching buddies. I'm so grateful that you landed here with me today, and it would mean the world to me if you would leave me a review over on Apple Podcast. Thanks so much for being here, and I'll catch you on the next episode. This is Elizabeth Peterson reminding you to get inspired so you can be inspiring to your students and enjoy teaching again.